I'm longing for you, and someday on thee I'll stand, where my home shall be eternal. Beulah land, sweet Beulah land, Beulah land, I'm longing for you, and someday on thee I stand, where my home shall be eternal. Beulah land, sweet Beulah land, Beulah land, sweet Beulah land. Good evening to everyone who dwells upon the earth which Yahuwah has created and made. I am here this evening after the first 7 days and the 6 working days of the new biblical New Year 6008. I have watched the new year as it came, the new moon day, which is the beginning of the new year, Yah's sacred year, 6008, the beginning of the year for Israel, and what the new year, the new biblical year, means to Israel and Yahuwah's great deliverance of his people Israel. And I'm going to take a look at Exodus 12 just to refresh our minds of the great miracle which Yahuwah has wrought for Israel when he sent Moses to Pharaoh to command that Pharaoh let his people go that they may worship him. And that is found in Exodus 3 and Exodus 9, where Yah sent plagues upon Egypt because Pharaoh was not willing to let his people go. And so the new biblical year has a miraculous story behind it, because it is the first month of each year, each biblical year, which is the memorial of Yahuwah's great deliverance of his people Israel. It says, and Yahuwah spoke to Moses, saying, and Yahuwah spake to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, this moon shall be the beginning of years, shall be the beginning of the first moon. It is to be the first moon, which means month, of the year for you. Speak unto the congregation of Israel on the 10th day of this first moon, or first month, which is Nisan or Abib. Both names are right. The both names are, Abib is recorded in the Bible, and I'm not sure how Nisan came about. Each man is to take a lamb for his family, one for each household. If any household is too small for the lamb, let him and his brother next door share it, having taken in account the number of persons that are in. Well, I see that that we are going to have rain, and I'm just going to have to cut this short because it has started to rain. But this is the arrival of the first Sabbath of the biblical New Year. Yes, the preparation day has just ended, along with the 6 working days. And so Yahuwah's first Sabbath for the new biblical year, 6008, has arrived. Yes, and it is coming with rain. I note, as we notice, that for the first 5 days of the new year, we had no sunshine, we had no visible moon, until the evening of the 5th day, when we saw the moon declaring that Yahuwah's Sabbath was on its way. And the moon was also out on the 6th day. Yesterday, it was out. And today as well, on the 7th day of the moon. But now, it is not seen, because we are going to be having rain. And this is how Yahuwah does his work. Yahuwah does what he pleases, because he is the Almighty One. So this is the beginning of the Sabbath of the first quarter of the moon of the first biblical lunar month, Nisan 8, 6008. Genesis 2 verses 1 to 3 does tells us that thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 6th day, Yah ended his work which he has made, and rested on the 7th day. Thus Yahuwah has blessed the Sabbath, and thus Yahuwah has hallowed and sanctified it. Today, Yahuwah's Sabbath is forgotten today Yahuwah's Sabbath is trampled underfoot. Today Yahuwah's Sabbath is profane and polluted completely. But I just want to point out to us that Yahuwah's Sabbath is not probably the most important law in his word. Those who keep his Sabbaths are blessed. I think I'm going to look at a few texts, and I am going to just read a few texts, and let it be seen that Yahuwah has given Israel, his chosen people, his Sabbath, to keep it holy, because it is a sign between his people Israel and throughout all their generations. I am just going to look at random texts this evening, but I think I should look at Ezekiel 20 first, because it points out that Yah's Sabbath is definitely a sign between him and his people Israel. And so I want to look at that, because as usual we won't have much time, and for the fact that we are having rain is threatened. Yes, so it would be Ezekiel 20. I'm going to look at Ezekiel 20 quickly, and yeah, just in case I get, yeah. All right, let me see what I can find. Yes. Ezekiel 20, he says, let's read verse 10 first. It says, "Therefore I took them out of the land of Egypt and brought them into the wilderness, and I gave them my statutes and showed them my judgment, which if a man does, he will live by them. Moreover also I gave them my Sabbaths to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am Yahuwah who sanctifies them. But the house of Israel rebelled against me in the wilderness. They did not walk in my statutes, and they despised my judgment, which if a man does, he will live in them. And my Sabbaths they greatly polluted. Then I thought I would pour out my fury upon them in the wilderness." Well, here it is. Israel rebelled against Yahuwah's law. And they usually say, like father, like son, like mother, like daughter. And this is what we as Israelites are doing today. We have polluted Yah's Sabbath. We have profaned Yah's Sabbath. And Yah would have punished Israel in the wilderness. But he said, because he did not want to disgrace his name in the wilderness before the heathen, in whose sight he brought Israel out, he held his wrath. He held his peace and did not slay them. And it says, verse 20 says, "And hallow my Sabbaths, and they will be a sign." Israelites, your Sabbath will be a sign between me and you, so that you may know that I am Yahuwah, your Elohim who sanctifies you. Yes, those of us who are sanctified, those of us who reverence Yahuwah, will joyfully remember his Sabbath day to keep it holy. But as I saw in a memory today where y'all speak about how stiff-necked Israel is, we are stiff-necked. Apart from the fact that we have been deceived and we do not know who we are because of our enslavement by the Europeans or European slave masters, yet we are really stiff-necked, because if we were obedient and faithful to the statutes of Yahuwah, Yahuwah would not have allowed Columbus and the Europeans to come here and to enslave us. But because we are rebellious, Yah took away his protection from us and caused us to go into captivity and into slavery. I'm going to read Jeremiah 5. I'm just going to read. It's like nothing much planned, but I'm just going to read. It says, Jeremiah 5, verses 30. Oh, can I go further? Can I go a cage? I won't go that far. It says, should I not punish for these things, says Yahuwah? Should not I avenge myself on such a nation as this? An appalling and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely by the lie of Baal, Lord God El. The priests bear rule by their own authority, and the people just love it so. But what will I do in the end? Yes, the prophets prophesy falsely. We have been lied to for almost 1800 years, and even more recent, over 400 years. And now that Yah is sending messages to us, teaching us that we have been lied to, we seem to love, not seem to love, we love the lies that Rome Christianity has taught us. We just love it, and we just want these lies to be true. It says the prophet prophesy falsely by lie. Bear Lord God, changing Yahuwah's name to titles like Lord and God. And the people, even when the people are told that Lord means Baal and God is Godriel, Satan's true name, they still persist in calling on Lord and on God. Yes, it says the priest bear rule by their own authority, and my people just love it so. But what will I do in the end? Yes, if we reject knowledge, Yahuwah will have no choice but to destroy us. I'm going to read from Jeremiah. I'm going to read from Jeremiah 23. Yeah, I'm going to read. And I'm going to let us know what Yah is saying to us. Jeremiah 23, 1-8. He says, woe to the pastors and shepherds who destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, says Yahuwah. Therefore, this is what Yahuwah, the Elohim of Israel, says against the pastors who feed my people. You have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited, attended to them. Behold, I am going to visit, attend to you, for the evil of your doing, says Yahuwah. But I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries where I have driven them, and bring them back to their fold, their homes, and they will be fruitful and increase. Today they are trying to wipe out Israel. Yes, they are trying to destroy black people. But Yahuwah said he will bring us back home, and we will be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherd over them who will feed them, and they will fear no more, nor dismayed, neither will they be lacking, says Yahuwah. Behold, the days come, says Yahuwah, that I will raise up David, a righteous branch, and a king will reign and succeed, and will execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days, Judah will be safe, and Israel will dwell in safety. And this is the name that he will proclaim to them, Yahuwah tis the Queen, Yahuwah our righteousness. Verse 7 says, Behold, therefore behold, the days come, says Yahuwah, that they will no longer say, as surely. Oh yes, I'm capturing the Sabbath, the biblical Sabbath. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Therefore, behold, the days come, says Yahuwah, that they will no longer say, as surely as Yahuwah lives, who brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But they will say, surely as Yahuwah lives, who brought up and led the seed of the house of Israel out of their protective places, where I had driven them, and they will dwell in their own land. Yes, so Yahuwah has great plan for his people Israel. Yes, today Israel are killed and murdered, and anyone who stand up to protect Israel are always assassinated, always killed, or always imprisoned. Yes, Grandmaster J, Yah's anointed servant, he was falsely charged and put on the house arrest because he preached the truth which have been hidden from us. Yes, and even now, when he is back and are preaching what has been hidden, you will see that they cut off the comment and they stop the video abruptly. But Yahuwah, people Israel are his chosen people. They are the ones that he loves above all the people of the earth. And they are the ones that Yahuwah says will be the sands that are upon the seashore. So no matter what plans they have to destroy us and to kill as many of us as they try to kill, Yahuwah's word will not fall to the ground. Yahuwah promised that we will be like the sands that are on the seashore and like the stars that are in the heaven. But this cannot happen unless we obey. Unless we obey the law of Yahuwah, our sovereign Elohim. I want to look, I tell you, I never have enough time. I never have enough time. But I'm going to look at quickly at Genesis 22, the promise that was given to Abraham, our forefather, Abraham. Yes, the first Hebrew Abraham, the one that is called a friend of Yahuwah, a friend of Elohim, because he did not withhold his son from him, but he was willing to sacrifice his son. I'm not going to read it all, but it says, then the Malik of Yahuwah called to Abram a second time out of heaven and said, by myself I have vowed, says Yahuwah, because you have done this, and have not withheld your son, your only son. Surely in blessing I will bless you, and in multiplying I will multiply your descendants as the stars of the sky, and as the sands upon the seashore. And your descendants shall possess the gate of their enemy. Through your seed, all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because you have obeyed me. Yes, so for us to receive a blessing, we need to obey Yahuwah, our Elohim. We cannot be blessed while we disobey the laws of Yahuwah. We cannot be blessed when we pollute and defile his Sabbaths. I see the time is up, but the word of Yah says, blessed are they that keep his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. I think I want to read Revelation 21. Not much time. But it tells us that those who obey Yahuwah will be saved. And it would appear that it doesn't matter how much we speak to some people, they won't get it, because their names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the earth. So, as it is Yahuwah who chooses those who belongs to him. And I think Deuteronomy 7:6 and 7 tells us that Yahuwah has chosen Israel of all the people that are upon the earth. So let me see Revelation 21 verse 27. Oh, it talks about the city. He said, no pagans, God worshippers will be there. He says, and the city need no light or the sun, neither the moon to shine on it. For the glory of Yahuwah does enlighten it, and the Lamb is the light. Yahusha, who is the Lamb of Elohim, will be the light. And it says, all nations of those who are saved will walk in light, in the light of it. And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor to it. And the gates of it will not be shut at night, nor shut all day, by day nor by night. And they will bring the glory and honor of Yahuwah to all nations. It says, and there will be no more night. Enter into it anything that is defiled, nor who works abomination, neither lie, but only those who are written. Yes, only those who are written in the Lamb's book of life. So, view the land. I'm longing for you. And someday on thee I'll stand, where my home shall be eternal. Through the land, sweet through the land. Yes, this is Yah's set apart Sabbath of the first quarter of the moon, of the first biblical lunar month, Nisan 8, 6008. Happy new moon and happy Sabbath. Blessed are if you are willing and obedient. Yah says you will eat the good of the land. But if you refuse and rebel, you will be devoured by the sword, for the mouth of Yahuwah has spoken it. Isaiah 1 verses 19 and 20. To us a sign shall be throughout all eternity. Happy Sabbath. Shalom. Shalom. Let's keep Yahuwah's Sabbath holy, which is determined by each new moon. Shalom.